Good morning to all my friends and family, and welcome to this episode of Jim's 5am Club. It's Saturday morning, it's 5:30, and it's May Day. So it's the 1st of May, so happy May Day to everybody. It's Easter Saturday, so it's the first resurrection service this morning, and for the Greek Orthodox or for the Eastern Orthodox celebrating Easter, today is the day before Resurrection Sunday. What I want to do is just do a bit of a walk and talk and just have a chat and a reflection on this time of year, Easter for Greek Orthodox, and just to basically go through what we've experienced and what we're about to experience. Easter Saturday is a beautiful service that is held in Greek Orthodox churches throughout the world, and it's called Holy Saturday. It's called I Proti Anastasi, the first resurrection. And it's a service where Greek Orthodox are called to come to church very early in the morning. The service starts at 6 o'clock, 5:30 some places, but usually a very, very early service. And for that reason, most people have never attended this service. But you'll see it on Facebook, you'll see it, and it'll be an unusual sort of staging of events, but it basically celebrates a moment in time, a moment in history, a most magnificent moment in time, when Jesus descends into Hades, a place called Hades, and it's called the harrowing of Hades, where Jesus triumphantly destroys Hades and thereby destroys death. Let me explain it a little bit more, because many people are unaware of it, don't understand it, and it is quite confronting. So let's go back into the history of time. We had the fall from Adam and Eve, and basically then there was a separation between God and man. And I guess all religions back then understood that when man died, he went to a place called Hades. Hades, the Greeks called it Hades. The Jews called it Sheol, and it can be also interpreted as hell, being separation from God and man. And what would happen is that all would go to this particular place and accumulate there over the centuries. So, for example, Abel, who was a brother of Cain, was the first to die, and he went to Hades, and then all people would go to Hades. So what happens is that Holy Week commences with the Saturday of Lazarus, where Jesus performs a magnificent miracle, raising his brother, his best friend, from the dead. Lazarus had been dead for 4 days, and his sisters Martha and Mary pleaded with Jesus to do something about Lazarus, who had died. And Jesus, of course, cried and showed his human emotion, his human nature, given that Jesus was known to be 100% man and 100% God, known as the God-man. So he showed his human nature and cried, but he also showed his divine nature, where he raised Lazarus from the dead, having been dead for 4 days. And it's basically known as the resuscitation of Lazarus, because Lazarus was raised with his human body and came to life with his human body and continued to live as a human person. So much so that he became the Bishop of Cyprus and lived for 30 years and basically commenced a Christian mission and spread the word of Jesus all the way to Cyprus. And then following Holy Saturday, we have Palm Sunday, where Jesus triumphantly comes into Jerusalem aboard a donkey, to the adulation of many children, people who had come to see him and were calling his praises, much to the worry of the disciples, because they knew that there were people out there to get Jesus. He became very, very popular and had a great following, having done many miracles and connected with many people. But to some, they were a little bit perplexed, because Jesus came riding on a donkey, showing his humility, whereas many of the Jewish people, of the Jewish nation, expected their Messiah to come riding on a chariot as a king, the Almighty. So then we enter into Holy Week with Holy Monday, where we have the bridegroom service, where we learn about the 5 virgins, or the 10 virgins, 5 of which are prepared and 5 of which are not. So there's a message there that we need to be prepared, because death comes in the night, and we just need to have our wits about us and to be ready for that moment. And then we move to Wednesday, where we have the commemoration of Judas's double crossing of Jesus. Then we go to Thursday, which is the day of the 12 Gospels, a wonderful, wonderful service where Jesus is put upon the cross, and then we have Holy Friday, Good Friday, where Jesus is put to death. So we have humanity putting to death God, and he dies before the Sabbath, before the Saturday. So he's taken down from the cross, and then on Friday night we have the Lamentations, where we pray and remember what the metaphors, what the myrrh bearers felt. And then on Holy Saturday we have the first resurrection service, which is where Jesus descends into Hades. And why does he descend into Hades? He descends into Hades to show that he died as a human in his human nature, but he descends into Hades to resurrect and to destroy the power of death, to destroy Hades. And he actually goes down there, and there's a wonderful icon called the Harrowing of Hades, where he descends into Hades and he searches at every corner of Hades, at every edge, to find none other than the first of his creation, Adam and Eve, and to raise them, to raise all the worthy people who had died and who had gone to Hades. So in that icon, you see Jesus raising from the dead Adam and Eve, because the church, in its wisdom, in the revelations, the church fathers tell us that Adam was crying, was whimpering in Hades, for he had given up paradise through his stupidity, and he and Eve were there for many years, and Jesus found them and raised them from Hades, raised them from the dead. And there's a look of incredulation from Adam and Eve, and Jesus has them both held by the wrist, by a limp wrist, because they recognise and they appreciate that they are unworthy of being saved, but Jesus in his mercy saves both Adam and Eve and many others. So in that icon, in the icon of the resurrection, of that first resurrection service, you'll see that there are many worthy people there. There's John the Baptist, who was the forerunner, who told the world that Jesus was the Messiah. There is King David, there's King Saul on the left-hand side of the icon with John the Baptist. People of the Old Testament who are basically being reaffirmed that their proclamations and were honourable and were completed. And on the right side of the icon are other personalities of the Old Testament. There's Abel, the first shepherd, the first to die. There is Jesus's foster father, Joseph, who is also there to once again to be shown that Jesus is God, and that any doubts that he may have had have been put to bed. And there's also another person in that icon, St. Simeon, who was the one who received Jesus at the 40 days service when Mary came to church to be cleansed and to be blessed. That he too, his declaration had been honoured and shown to be true. And at the bottom of that icon, you'll see Jesus, or you'll see Hades tied up, and the bolts and doors and hinges and everything smashed to pieces, meaning that Jesus conquered death, and that people no longer go to a place called Hades. And Hades, from a Greek perspective, is known as the place of emptiness, adio. So there is no longer a place of death, no longer a place of torment. There's no place where the devil, Satan, has the domain and the control of the human soul. So there you go. So that's what happens in that first resurrection service. And of course, on Sunday we've got the full resurrection, where all of humanity has the second coming to look forward to. So I think I'll leave it there. It's a really tricky topic. As I say, I'm not a theologian. I'm just a lay person, but a lay person who has paid attention and focused and practiced his faith as best he can. I'm a work in progress Christian. A lot of people tell me that I'm a fake Christian, but I'll just say that I'm just like all other Christians. I'm a work in progress. I'm learning as I'm going, as I'm growing, as I'm reading, and as I fast. So for those who know me, I'm fasting. I've been fasting for most of the past 21 years, ever since my mother passed away. And today I'm in the 60th. Right now I'm in the 60th hour of my water-only fast, where I've commenced just having water only from Wednesday evening at about 5 p.m. when I had my last meal. And I'll break this fast on at about 1 o'clock on Easter Sunday, where we have our resurrection service at church. So as you can see, I'm pretty sharp, I'm pretty awake, I'm pretty alive, and just proof that you can have a water-only fast for 80 hours and get through it. So let's finish off with a positive affirmation. I'm alive, I'm well, I feel absolutely great. To my friends and family, stay connected, stay relevant, stay reasonable, and stay strong. And I hope everybody can celebrate, all the Greek Orthodox, all the Eastern Orthodox who are celebrating Easter this weekend, can find peace and harmony with their family and friends, to attend Holy Communion so that it can be one with God. And may we all look forward to the second coming, whenever that may be. And for those who have passed away, may God give them grace and allow them to have the foretaste of paradise everlasting. And basically, that's basically it, I guess, from me. It's an opportunity for me to just express and to share the knowledge, the wisdom of the Greek Orthodox Christian faith, given that Greek was the word, was the language in which the Old Testament was first translated into after Hebrew, and that the New Testament was written in. So the New Testament was written in Greek, and hence a lot of the thought, a lot of the knowledge has been captured by the Greek Orthodox Church and then passed on and translated into other languages and into other traditions. So I guess that's it. So thank you very much. Yassas, Philakia, and wishing you a happy and a very, very strong Easter Saturday, and may you all have a blessed Easter Sunday. Bye for now.